All right, continuing now on the afternoon edition, almost 500,000 people are dead now because of the coronavirus. That's according to some numbers from Johns Hopkins University. The U.S. death toll is by far the largest in the world. It's more than twice as high as Brazil, which holds the sober #2 spot. The U.S. has recorded more than 27 million cases since the pandemic began. There's been a lot of talk about who should get priority when it comes to the COVID vaccine. Seniors and those with serious medical conditions are priority now, but others believe expectant mothers are up there. And today we have a deep dive into whether pregnant women should get the shot and if there are any red flags with the ones who have.
With me today is Dr. Mark Trolice. He is the Director of Fertility Care at the IVS Center in Winter Park. So, Doctor, thank you so much, first of all, for joining us today.
My pleasure, Julie. Always happy to be with you.
Let's talk a little bit about a lot of concerns people have, right? If you're thinking about getting pregnant, you are pregnant, or you just had a baby. I've heard a lot of people say, hey, I don't know if the vaccine is right for me. Let's start at the beginning. Did the trials for COVID-19, the vaccine, include pregnant women?
Great question, and it actually did not. They excluded pregnant women in these trials. But the important thing to emphasize here, Julie, is that the risk of COVID in pregnancy is dramatically higher than any potential theoretical risk of the vaccine. So pregnant women are not more susceptible to COVID, okay? But if they get COVID during pregnancy, 3.5 times higher rate of hospitalization. They have higher risks of being in the ICU, ventilator, 13 times higher risk of death. So were pregnant women included? No. But now we know at least 10,000 women have gotten the vaccine while they were pregnant, and there does not seem to be any concerns at all. And trials are underway right now to include pregnant women. So I don't think that pregnant women or those wanting to conceive should have any hesitation to take the vaccine. And this has been supported now by the American College of OB/GYN, the American Society for Reproductive Medicine, the Society of Maternal-Fetal Medicine, and the CDC. The only one that's pushing back a little bit is the World Health Organization, and they are saying that unless a pregnant woman is exposed in a high-risk field, those are the ones that they are recommending. But the other societies are saying it should be available to women wanting to conceive as well as during pregnancy and breastfeeding.
Okay, so I think you answered certainly that question resoundingly there. Should pregnant women trying to conceive, still get it? You're saying yes, go ahead and get it because the risks for anything happening outweigh the risks of, you get the coronavirus and what might happen then, right?
Exactly.
Okay, doctor, why do you think we're seeing these discrepancies when it comes to some of the data? You said the WHO, the World Health Organization is saying something a bit different. Why are we getting these discrepancies?
Well, the World Health Organization is all over the world, and this is even third world countries who don't have the accessibility to physicians the way the more advanced countries do. So I think it's a question of education and ensuring that patients are getting appropriate care, as well as if they get concerns of side effects of getting the vaccine, which is really just the body's way of responding to the vaccine. So, why did all of this worry come about? Well, I think it's because of some thoughts that the vaccine was rushed and it wasn't properly studied, and this is far be the case, okay? The technology for this vaccine has been known for decades. It's using mRNA, okay, where they're using proteins to activate the body's own immune system. Once they got the entire mRNA from the virus early in January 2020, this went into play. And there were robust trials that looked at numbers of patients that got this vaccine. So this was not rushed. You're not going to get a risk of the vaccine. This is not a live virus. And then there was that baseless rumor that women could get infertile from getting the vaccine. And there's no evidence for that at all. This came from a German scientist that looked at some similarity of the COVID virus with placental gene, genes that code for the placenta. While they may share some, it is not even being used in this vaccine, and there is no concern at all from this virus having any impact on fertility. So I don't think people should shy away. Look, this is our new normal here, and we need to get back to our old normal, right? So what do? We get the vaccine, we do everything we can to protect ourselves, our loved ones, each other, and do everything to rid this deadly pandemic. And you know, Julie, the mutations that we're seeing, the mutations are because the viruses are being taken up into human bodies. And so if we are immune to this, the virus has nowhere to go and it's not going to mutate. We've got to work together and get this vaccine.
Thank you so much, Doctor, for clearing up those misconceptions. Loud and clear, you're telling them, yes, you should certainly consider getting that vaccine. Dr. Mark Trolice, the Director of Fertility Care at the IVF Center, thanks so much for going in depth.
My pleasure, Julie, anytime.